It has been 1 year since I've posted a video, actually over a year, and I think I'm finally ready to come back. So, welcome back. Hello, Bookworm family. If you're new, welcome back to my channel. This is a welcome back for me too. It's been over a year since I have posted on YouTube, and the reason for that is a lot of reasons that I'll talk about in a second, but basically I just kind of had like this emotional revelation tonight that I wanted to be back on YouTube and kind of restart a little bit of my book social media. So we're gonna give it a go. So if you guys are not subscribed, please do that. Hit the subscribe button down below. Please click the notification bell because I don't know if I'm gonna keep posting. I'm hoping I'm gonna keep posting. I'm hoping that this brings back fond memories. Sorry if the camera keeps moving. I will explain that in a second. But I'm hoping this brings back fond memories and that it makes me want to kind of get out there and do this again. So yeah, click that notification bell so that you can be notified when I do post a video. And if you're not already following me on Instagram, I am going to be starting that up again too. And I will probably be more consistent with that than I am with YouTube. So that is at _dancing_bookworm. So if you're not already following me on there, please do that so that you guys can get more content than what I'll probably be comfortable with posting on here for a little while. So it's been a year, guys. So the last time we talked, I was talking about my mental health and I was talking about my mom's passing. And the reason I stopped filming for BookTube and just doing like vlogs and stuff like that was I struggled a lot with my mom's passing. And if you guys have been subscribers or if you've followed my Instagram, then you know my mom passed away in February of 2021 from COVID, and in November of 2019 my father had passed away. So I lost them within a range of 14 months of each other. So I really struggled with losing both of them. But when my dad passed away, I still had my mom, and my mom and I had actually just started rekindling a relationship. We had a little bit of a strain for a few years, and then I moved back home, and within the 5 years that I lived home, well, at this point it was only 4 years, but those 4 years we had used to really rebuild our relationship. And my dad and I did as well, but I only had 3 years with him. So I've now lived in my hometown for the last, 5 years or so. And it's not even really my hometown, it's just closer to my hometown than where I was living. But, like living around family. Before I moved home, I actually was living more upstate. I live in New York, but I was living more upstate, and where I was living was very far away from my family. It was about a 45-minute drive from my family, which isn't very far away, but the rest of my family all lived within 5-10 minutes of each other. So I was definitely the one who lived the farthest away. So when I say moved home, I mean I moved within a 5-10 minute radius of my family. But when I first moved home, I did live with family. I lived with my mom, I lived with my dad, my brother, my sister-in-law, and my niece and my nephew at that time. And then you guys kind of saw that journey of my parents and I getting our own apartment, and me getting another niece. So I have 2 nieces and a nephew, and you guys saw the journey of my father passing, and you saw us moving into a big house that was like full house style house for all of us, and living there during the pandemic. And then when 2021 hit, my mom got really sick. Actually, my mom and I both got really sick. I was able to avoid the hospital. I was happy about that, but my mom was not, and she just kept getting sicker and sicker until eventually she passed away from COVID-19. And it was a really heartbreaking time. And about 2 months after she passed away, my family and I went to Disney World to honor her. And while I was there, I kept thinking, I should film. And it had been about a month since I had filmed. But I kept reaching for my camera and going, no, I just can't. And I realized later on that it was because my mom was really my adventure buddy. So filming with her made things better, made it more fun, made it more entertaining for me to be filming. And she was a really big supporter of me doing YouTube and Instagram and stuff, especially for books, because it was a nice little positive content. And, filming me with my nieces and nephews and stuff was always a good time. So, yeah, it was really, it took a toll on me for sure. And the other reasons I stopped filming was when my mom passed away, living in the house that we had all lived in together was just too hard, and I needed to get out. So I did get my own apartment, and I stopped babysitting my nieces and nephew, which you guys know was part of like my job during COVID-19, because I'm a dance instructor. If you guys are new to the channel, I teach dance. And one of the things that I love about dance is that it is, evening hours and stuff like that. But my brother and sister-in-law worked day hours. So I would teach Zoom classes at night for dance. But during the day, they needed someone to watch the kids. So I'd watch the kids for them. And a lot of my vlogging was the kids. And when my mom passed away, another thing was I just couldn't read. I hated silence. I really struggled a lot with just sitting in the quiet. So instead of reading, I would watch TV, watch movies, listen to music, anything that would prevent me from having to have some quiet time, some silent thoughts. So, so more about within this past year. So like I said, I don't babysit my nieces and nephew anymore. We're still very close. I try to see them at least every other week. Sometimes that can't happen, but for the most part, I do try to see them every other week. I really love them. They are so cute and so fun, and they're just like my people. Another really important thing that's happened within the last year is I actually came out as non-binary. So I do use the pronouns they, them. And I also go by just Danny now. I don't use my full name, which I didn't really before, but I do just use Danny. But at work, I used to be called Miss Danny, and now I go by Coach Danny. And I do still use aunt for my nieces and nephew, and the reason I do that is more of like, just that, like, I think for them, they don't fully understand yet, but they do mostly just call me Danny. They don't really call me Aunt Danny. So it's kind of more just like when I'm saying, like, oh, we're having aunt and nephew time or whatever, like, it's just more of like that instance that it would be used. And I've just kind of like stopped saying that. So I am non-binary, and it is something that I've kind of I have known my whole life, but I kind of just didn't have a term for it. Like, I used to get so mad with, like, certain things that I had to do because I was a girl. And just, like physical anger and, like, really, like, affecting my depression, my anxiety, stuff like that. So the fact that I was able to finally find what the term is for it and come to an understanding, it really has made a difference in my life. And people are, like, it's fairly new still, so people are still kind of struggling with switching over the pronouns and stuff like that, but I do, for the most part, give people grace. I do understand, but yeah, it's like one of those things that it's like, it's new, and it was scary to come out as, because it's not something that I think my parents would have fully understood. I don't think they would have disapproved or anything, but I don't think they would have fully understood it and put a strain in our relationship. So it took me a long time after they passed away for me to be like, I know this is who I am, but I don't know how I can say it and, let people know this truth about me. So these are some things that I'm really, like, big life-changing moments. So I do have my own apartment now as well. I did move out of my brother's house. And like I said, it was just really because I just didn't want to be in the house where my mom, got sick. And she didn't pass away in the house. She passed away in the hospital, but it felt like she passed away in the house. And I don't want to get teary-eyed or anything, so I'm not going to talk about it. But I do have my own apartment now. I would give you guys an apartment tour, but I like to call it the crap apartment, because it's just, there's holes in the ceiling. There's, everything's falling apart. Nothing quite works right. Yeah, so it's actually, I've lived here for over a year. I actually am supposed to be renewing my lease soon. And it's been like one of those things where I'm like, am I going to renew my lease? Am I not going to renew my lease? But I just really don't want to move again. I have moved every year for the past 8 years. 8 years. Because I lived with my ex, and then I moved into a boarding home, and then I moved in with a friend, and then I moved in with my family, and then me and my parents moved into an apartment, and then me and my mom moved into my brother's house, and then we moved into a big house altogether, like a different house altogether, and then I moved into this apartment. So like I have moved a lot, and it's happened all over 8 years, and I swear I move like once a year for the last 8 years. So I'm really trying not to move this time. So even though I'm like, ugh, there's holes in the wall. But again, you know, like I live on a dance teacher salary, which like everybody's like, oh, dance teachers, you must make so much like the people on TV. Like, no, we don't. I do get paid decently, but I mean, living alone is hard. If you guys live alone, you probably know, like if you don't have a roommate or if you don't have like a significant other or something to live with, like it's really hard. You have to buy your groceries by yourself, you have to pay electric by yourself, you have to pay your rent by yourself, you have to buy any like emergency stuff by yourself. Like everything is just by yourself. And you know, I don't get paid that much. Like I get a decent paycheck, but I don't get paid like that much where I am handling that well. So that was another reason that I stopped filming for a while, is I did actually start working 7 days a week. And working 7 days a week led me to the hospital. So not just that, there was a lot of stresses and stuff in my life, but I have had medical problems for the past year. I've actually had some really serious medical problems since having COVID. Don't fully know if it was COVID related, if it was like my mom's death kind of triggered some stuff, but medical issues. I was told I was diabetic for a while. Now they don't think I'm diabetic. They think I'm hypoglycemic. But I could still be diabetic. We're still doing blood work. You know, I had some like mental health issues. I had like a lot of like back and leg and knee problems throughout the year. I've had bad blood pressure, like it's been really like wicked high. I had a heart problem where I was in the ER for a night for like my heart racing. It's been so much stuff, and I'm sure there is a logical explanation for all of it, whether it be my mental health has just gone crazy and it's made my physical health go crazy or what. But along with that, like I just was not feeling camera good about myself. Like I would like look at myself in the camera and be like, ooh, I don't want to see that. And I think part of that was like my body dysmorphia from being non-binary and feeling like I had to dress more feminine or wear makeup or stuff like that. Like a lot of the stuff that I did, I grew up in the dance world, and that's a very feminine thing. So, you know, I was always wearing makeup. There's vlogs of me, and I'm not going to take them down, even though that's not who I want to remember myself as. You know, like there are videos of me getting ready for dance recitals or competitions and stuff like that, right on here, and I'm not gonna take them down. You know, that's part of my history, that's part of my past, but you know, I know who I am and I know what I prefer now. And you know, I wish I could have seen that back then and said, no, I don't want to wear a dress on stage, I'd rather dress in men's clothing. And I did sort of start doing that when I moved to this studio. We did a number that was an Inside Out production piece, and it was back when I was still dancing. I don't dance anymore. I don't know if that's a new thing or not. I think maybe it is, but I don't physically dance anymore. I just teach, and a lot of that is because of my health problems, and also because of my health problems I've gained a lot of weight, and I just don't feel like confident on stage. Which I'm not saying like bigger people can't dance, like absolutely 100% you can. I support it fully. I just used to be very thin. Not any of these vlogs when I look very thin, even from when I started my vlogs, but back when I was like a teenager and stuff, I was very thin, and I just had a lot of body issues growing up because of being in the dance world, and now I have body issues from just that and body dysmorphia and stuff like that. So I just don't feel comfortable being in the spotlight anymore. So I do just teach, and I love teaching, and teaching's my passion, and I'm so glad that it's a part of my life. But yeah, I don't dance on stage anymore. So I'm not really the dancing bookworm anymore. I'm the dance teaching bookworm now, I guess. Also, I do plan on changing my logo because the dancer in it is wearing a dress, and I'm going to probably change that to something like a little bit more theatery. I don't know, but we'll see. But yeah, it's just been a lot. I feel like I lost my train of thought there, so if I was explaining something and I didn't finish saying it, I'm sorry. I'm also probably talking really fast because I'm kind of nervous. Like, this is a big deal. But yeah, so those are some of the changes. But one of the biggest changes, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get him to come over here, is I have a cat now. He is an emotional support animal. He was given to me by a friend, but then I got him certified to be a support animal through my therapist. I don't know if I can get him to come over here, so I'm going to try to pick him up and bring him over here. We'll see if this works. But in case he doesn't stand still in front of the camera, because right now he's very playful, but his name is Chandler Bing, after the Friends character, because you guys can see I like Friends, and he's just like my bestie. So I'm going to see if I can go get him, and if maybe he'll... Oh, here he comes. He does not want to come in front of the camera. Maybe I can like film him like instead of me holding him, because he very much just wants to play right now. He thinks I'm calling him to play. This is normally our playtime, 3 a.m. Yeah, that sounds weird, but you guys know from past videos, like I'm a night owl and I will be up all night and sleep all day. That's why I have an evening job. So yeah, so those are some of like the updates. So another reason I started doing this is I was actually hospitalized, a month ago, almost a month ago. Is that over a month now? I think it's over a month now. But I was hospitalized over a month ago, and I was in the hospital for 11 days, and the only thing I wanted to do while I was in the hospital, and I'm not going to talk about what I was in the hospital for, it's a whole thing, everybody wants to know, I'm just kind of keeping that personal to myself. I told like maybe 5 people why I was in the hospital, and that's all that I really care to share with. Like, I'm not ashamed of why I was in the hospital. I'm not like saying it was anything bad. I'm not like dying or anything like that, but I just don't feel like it's anyone's business, so I'm not really talking about it. But I was in the hospital for 11 days, and the only thing I wanted to do was read. So, you know, like I just didn't have my phone on while I was there, and I just focused on getting healthy, and one of the things that was helping me was reading. So I've actually read 13 books this month, and I had not read from the time my mom passed away until I read one graphic novel last year. And then, so I read one graphic novel, and then I went to the hospital and read a book there. And when I got home, I have now been home for over a month, and I've read 13 books in a month. So, really found that passion again, and I didn't really want to do like Instagramming and YouTube and stuff about just my life, because nothing really exciting happens. I mean, it sounds exciting, but it's not, I promise. But yeah, I decided that I want to get back on here and just kind of see how it goes, and if it goes great, then awesome. If this is the only video I make, then at least you guys have an update about what's my life been like for the last year, which honestly, it's been not wonderful from what you guys can hear, but I am on the road to recovery with some of the stuff that I was dealing with, and you know, just that grief, man, when you lose someone, it is hard, and getting over that is so hard. But books have been making me so happy, and I'm probably gonna make another video after this of the books that I've read within the past month, these books that I've kind of, you know, discovered again. So I probably will do that. But let me see if I can film a little bit of Chandler for you guys, because he is super sweet. He's my little love bug. And yeah, that's about it for this video. I think just a little where I've been, what's been going on kind of thing. And I hope that in these next future videos, which I hopefully will continue with, but in these future videos, I hope you guys can see a lot of how my life is improved for the better. I kind of touched on the things that kind of made me stop filming, but I also want you guys to see like the things that have happened in my life and have made my life really better. And you know, just living alone has given me a lot of freedom and a lot of stuff like that, so I hope you guys can see that. So yeah, sorry this video is kind of all over the place. I just don't even know how to vlog anymore, pretty much, but I'm happy to be back, and I hope you guys will continue watching, and yeah, I hope this gives you a little update of where I've been. But I definitely think I'm gonna have to film Chandler playing instead of holding him because he wants to play right now. So let's go do that. All right, guys, so this is Chandler. Sorry, my carpet's needing a vacuuming, but that's Chandler. He is my little baby bear, and he is gonna run really fast. Now, ready? Ready? I got your little ball. Ready? Here you go. Oh, there you go, so fast. Yes, he is super sweet. I absolutely adore him. Chandler Bing. Hi, baby. But yeah, he does not want to be held right now. He just wants to play. Hi, baby. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.